Let's do this. All right, good morning and welcome. Oh, Uncle Palmer, upstairs. Yeah. Uncle Palmer actually is here with me. Yummy Tea is here with me. Sadiq Anima Shaun. Yeah, this every time I see you, I remember my days with Al Jazeera. Thank you very much for joining us. My name is Idafi Matthew. You love to come in here on sports. Today is Friday. You know how we do it, yeah. It's Friday time. That is Friday, and Friday is not just sports. Friday is like everything goes. And I've got like my WhatsApp is filled up with messages like, oh, now the plan, I don't know. That it's filled up with messages. Okay, so yesterday was like the past 2 nights have been very, very crazy. My little son, my 3-year-old son, Tega, is not feeling fine. So crazy temperature running through the roof, and it means that we don't have to sleep. Like, that's okay. It's okay. It's one of those things that happen with fatherhood. He's alive, he's fine, he's good. But he doesn't feel happy that, his brother and sister are going to school, he's not going to school. He just started school this term, and it's crazy, those kind of things that you see happen. But I'm good to be here. Brazil have qualified unbeaten for the World Cup. Brazil have qualified. Germany, 50 countries have qualified for the World Cup already, right? We should see. Somebody's telling me that my bros, yes, Ina Fugara thinks that Germany would win the World Cup. I don't think so, but they scored 8. They scored 8 yesterday. I'm scared. I think that Italy will make it to the finals. And guess who's back in the national team? Julia Igalo is back in the national team. Your favorite football boyfriend. Yeah, the one you guys love. Finals. I think Julia Igalo and Marika Okoye as the cutest. Back in the day, Nigeria used to have very ugly players. So these days, they're looking pretty fine. Marika Okoye, Joe Aribo, True Step Kong, Leon Balogun. That's a fine. Wilfred Ndidi. That's some fine boys. Chule Rajuke, Simon Kalu. Some fine boys. Before they now say I'm gay, I beg. Do you know what they say? Good afternoon, bros. Watching from the UAE. Good. So, you know how we do Friday. Friday is all anything goes. Let's talk about anything and everything. But the only question that I have to put on you is about the game of football. We all talk about this football. So let's talk about why and how you fell hopelessly and madly in love with the game of football. Who's the player, coach, or person that made you love the beautiful game the way you have come to love it? Why are you a fan of the club that you currently support? How many clubs have you supported all your life? Are you planning to come from the club you're supporting currently and you want to go join Newcastle? At the rate of the moment, their fans will increase over time. That's how Man City's fans increase. That's how all Arsenal fans went to support Chelsea. All the bad Arsenal fans actually went to support Chelsea, and then Okada riders joined them, and then they became a mix of toxic mix. Okay, Chelsea fans. But then there are some good ones anyway. But to me, Chelsea is like one of the best run clubs in the last 15 years. Let's be honest. Let's be fair. It's the best run club, the most successful club in the last 15 years, alongside Real Madrid. Okay, so Chelsea reminds me of what AC Milan was from 1986 up until the mid 90s. 1986 up until the mid 90s or mid 2000s. Okay, so it's a good one. But that's the talking point for us today. Every other team is on the side. What's the club? For me, I started following football in 1986. Okay, 1986 was the time I fell in love. So back in the day, I was born in Benin, and 3 months later, I was taken to England, and we lived in London. So kind of like football was in my childhood, but there was no consciousness in that. So when I came back to Nigeria, I watched the 1986 World Cup, and I saw one guy called Maradona wearing jersey number 10, and that guy was incredible. Incredible is an understatement. Maradona was incredible. Leave all those things people talk about drug and all that. Maradona was my cult hero as a child. He made me fall in love with football so much so that I started going back. I started looking out for all the number 10, Platini, Zico, Socrates, then landed on Pele, and Pele was, oh Lord have mercy, God. Pele gives you orgasm, man. Maradona was volcanic eruption. And then eventually the first idol that I had, like that stayed with me for a very long time, was Roberto Baggio. Remember, Roberto Baggio in 1990 was wearing jersey number 15. There is a way he moves. See, okay, has anybody gone to white people's church here, like white church, like Catholic church, but the white one, not all these black people, the white Catholic church? And when they do that thing, the way the person comes up to the pulpit, it's like he's gliding, like he's not moving. And is this so? That's how Roberto Baggio was. That I fell in love with his movement because it was so easy. That's a guy that played football effortlessly. There was no power, no muscles, no agidi, no gra. It was just easy. It was just smooth. Like the best wine. It was just smooth. Like butter icing. It was, yeah. I fell in love with him. Favorite striker at the time was Marco van Basten. Then I loved Ruud Gullit. Ruud Gullit made me start keeping that. Okay, I was born naturally with that anyway. But I didn't like it when I was growing up. I didn't like my dreadlock. Like every time my hair grows, it starts tangling, I start feeling uncomfortable. But Ruud Gullit was just, oh Lord, I used to have a very big poster of Ruud Gullit at the back of my door. When he was running, he was wearing the Dutch national team jersey, and he was running, and all the hair was flying. It was incredible. And then there was this fine guy. I said, when you say a man is fine, it was Frank Rijkaard. He was fine. He was playing football like he was wearing glasses, like geek. He was a geek on the field. It was good. And then that's how I fell in love with the Dutch national team. And they were my favorite team for a very long time, even though they were not winning anything, but they're just my favorite team. And so if there's any country in the world that I know their player most, like Brazil, I love Brazil too, but the Dutch national team was Frank Rijkaard, there was Van Hoosen, there was Danny Blind, there was Ruud Gullit, there was Marco van Basten, Dennis the Menace Beckham, there was Patrick Kluivert, just everybody. And that's how I fell in love with AC Milan, and then Ajax, and then, Arsenal was always going to be my team, that, because my father worked there. But it was incredible. So let's talk about the things that made us fall in love with this club. Let's give our football memorabilia, football beautiful memories, and even the ugly ones. The ugly side of football that I've seen was Eduardo getting his leg broken, Luke Shaw, Ryan Shawcross breaking Aaron Ramsey's leg, seeing Jimmy Sisse's leg, get grinded. All of those things were ugly moments. Then there is beauty in ugliness too. When Eric Cantona gave Crystal Palace fans that kung fu kick, it was ugly, but it was beautiful for me because it was the kind of thing that I knew I would do. Cantona is another of my football idol. Like, I love Cantona. Like, it was, if you take Cantona away from France, he would probably be a worry boy. It was the Atane Voodoo. It was the kind of guy who tells you, I'll do you this, and he will do it. Right? So it's like, it wasn't the guy who would hide his face and be afraid to do something or not want to do something. If he's up to it, you step on his toe, it's going to give you a punch. That's why I also love Zlatan Ibrahimovic anyway, because he just does give me that vibe that you need. Well, let me start with YouTube today, because they say I'm always coming last to YouTube. Like, I don't read them, but it's not true, because I know that it takes time for people to join there. HOD World Radio Network. I say greetings from the HOD World Radio Network. We love watching your sports broadcast. Thank you very much. HOD, head of department, right? World Radio Network. Where is World Radio? Can you please tell us where World Radio Network is and what you guys are all about? Here, I'll talk about it. What you guys are all about, what you guys do, and how can people follow you as well? Well, let me go to Facebook, and I'll be back. I'll be back on YouTube. Let me go to Facebook. I'm seeing a whole lot of people come. Ogunfaya Maria, my boo that year, my shy boo. Junior Timothy said, good afternoon, bros. Watching from UAE. Thank you very much. Ikena Mbora, my mommy. How you doing? Say super. Okay, Ogunfaya Maria said, the questions are of good interest to me. Good morning this morning. Good morning to you. Omogbai Kolawole Theophilus. I've always wondered where Kolawole entered your name from, Theophilus. So Theophilus, can you oblige me and explain that bit to me? Is it like a political name, or is your name? Like, Kolawole, Edo boy, where Kolawole come from? Let me understand that part anyway. Gabriel Obina, I said, watching you from the UAE. How's the UAE? I'm still planning to come to the UAE. But which day I went to go and check what it will cost me and my family, my wife, myself, Siko, Precious, Omori, and my 3 kids to come to the UAE. God, that money reached to buy land. I need to come. Unless somebody go pay for it, I beg. No. That money get out of my account. Even my workers go vest. My crew will be angry with me like, hey, we're suffering. Yes, he brought a good flanger. Please, if there's a sponsor out there, my help, come and help me. But I don't fit. I don't fit. No. Samuel, Olaito, it's a good money, bro. Zidane definitely made me love football. But my uncles made me love shooting stars of Ibadan first. Then they also made me love Arsenal since the early 2000s. Thank you very much for that. You see, this is just why I came to work today. I want to hear stories like the beautiful stories. Let me tell you something about a friend of mine. Is a fan of stationery stores. His father was a fan of stationery stores. By Akonde Michael. And he became a fan of stationery stores. He's deep into stores, even to this very day. 2014, I was going to the World Cup as a commentator, and he told me that he was going to come meet me in Brazil. Between you and me, I was like, why are you going for Brazil? You know, this guy sold some of the things that he had, borrowed money, looked for money, took stores' jerseys. That's all he came to Brazil to do. Took jerseys of stationery stores, came to Brazil, and was exchanging stores' jerseys for any jersey that anybody was willing to give to him. That was something. Now that I'm a content creator, I feel sad because that was something that we could have documented, put a cameraman around him and documented it. It would have made a whole lot of sense. Bayo, for me, everybody raise the glasses this weekend. Anywhere you are, where you are having fun, just raise a glass of Bayo. Wonderful guy. On Instagram and on Twitter, his handle is Ikoyi Boy. So if you see Ikoyi Boy, say I told you this story and let him give you other part of the story. It's very, very nice. Nice guy, something that he did. I don't think I would have been able to do that, like borrow money, fly all the way to Brazil, catching on the World Cup frenzy, and be sharing jerseys of stars. I don't think it's something I would be able to do. So for me, that's heroic. That's something magical, to do that kind of a thing. And I respect and love Bayo for it. Ogufaya Maria, I said, Jose Mourinho, Didier Drogba, and Cristiano Ronaldo made me love football. So give me the back end story. Yeah, you just mentioned this, but what is going to make it interesting is when you give us the back end story, how did you fall in love? Like, what did they do? When, what year? What did you see? What happened? Okay, like for me, it was 1986. It was the World Cup when I saw Maradona waltz through England midfield, scored the hand of God goal, and then dribbling to the side and scoring that goal against shooting, and then how he bamboozled, because Belgium was a force. They had this Italian-born Belgian captain, Enzo Schifo. His name is Lorenzo, but they call him Enzo Schifo. Enzo Schifo was incredible, was the Kevin De Bruyne of the era of 1986. He was fantastic. He was intelligent. He was beautiful. Very lanky guy, wearing that red. They were the Red Devils at the time, and the Belgian team was fantastic. But Maradona made them look like passengers. They look like strangers. They look like born-again Christians in a strip club. They look like nuns in a strip club. They were just out of place. They were not invited to the party. Maradona made sure that their invite was invalid, was voided, right? So for one man to be that good, like if you grow up in the streets of Warri, like football is everywhere, right? But this is me who grew up seeing Humphrey Jemba play as a number 7, and we fall in love with him, we love him, and see some great players play. But Maradona took the act of football to a whole new level. It was something different, right? So I fell in love. Like, I was transfixed. When you're watching a movie and somebody's sitting and then the spirit of what they are watching takes their soul. My soul got into the game of football, and that was it. Right? So, Maria, I'd be glad if you could tell us the back end story of this one. About Michael, I will let you say, Golden Eagles of Nigeria was in that squad at the beginning, and Super Eagles of 94. Tottenham and FC Barcelona when Emmanuel Amunike joined the club. Tottenham, why? Why would you fall in love with? Oh, please tell me the Tottenham side. I can relate with Golden Eagles of 93. I can relate with USA 94. Team. I can relate with Barcelona, Emmanuel Amunike. Please give me that Tottenham Hotspur side. Then let me tell you one funny thing. Do you know that once upon a time I wore a Tottenham jersey? Once upon a time in this my life, I wore a Tottenham Hotspur jersey, one yellow Tottenham jersey like that. I went to Makaiva Market in Warri. I don't know if you guys know Makaiva Market, but there was a market called Makaiva Market, and I bought Okrika, and I saw this jersey. This jersey was just beautiful. Okay, so it wasn't beef related, no banter, nothing. It was just beautiful. It was just nice, and I had this fine, lovely Hummel soccer pant then. And Spurs were wearing Umel as well. And I just felt like it would match because the soccer pan was white, but then he had this yellow stripe on the side. The Umel side was yellow. It wasn't a Spurs one, but I just bought it because when I was playing football, I like things that match. I don't like to dress out of place. I've never liked dressing like color riot, things not missing well, things not matching well. I don't like it. So it was fine. That's the time I was Spurs jersey, but it didn't take time for me to dash it out because I don't like Spurs. Yeah. Ike Nambora said that the best team ever Arsenal made I fall in love with football. Okay. Ike Obodo say goal. Goal. Now goal I make you fall in love with. My friend, give me story. Okay, Ogufaya Maria said Cristiano Ronaldo in the Champions League game, Man United against Benfica. That year trying to qualify, I can't vividly remember all, but the game. Also, Cristiano Ronaldo at the Euro 2004, where Greece was the team. Okay. Also, Portugal against Greece, Cristiano Ronaldo was so outstanding in that game, even though Portugal lost. Yes, I agree with you. He was super outstanding. Then Drogba in Chelsea, as he used to run around the field with his hair. Drogba was a very, very funny character. He looked like he had hair, but at the same time, looked like he had bad head. Okay, strange guy. Jose Mourinho with his charisma, mannerisms, and words both on the field and in press conferences. And I cannot remember which game exactly, but it was one Nigerian game like that. I think Nigeria against Cameroon in African Cup of Nations. Thank you very much. I love you. You know I love you, right? Thank you very much for making my show sweet. Samuel Alainta, he said the 2006 World Cup, Zidane was phenomenal. Yes, I agree with you. That was for me Zidane's best outing for France. Even though he ended up with the red card, I think that it was greater in 2006 than it was in 1998. That's my opinion. I might be wrong. It was also very, very fantastic in 2004, but it was just their year. And then Maria wanted to say, a fan of Chelsea simply cause of Mourinho, supporting Chelsea only to date. Okay. Samuel Alainto, he says Zidane schooled the Brazilian in the quarterfinals of the 2006 World Cup despite his age. I agree with you on that one. Bishop Levy Negedo Ibrahim, he said, good morning, Lelegbetet One of Africa. JJ and Michael Oparaji. It's actually Samuel Oparaji. It's not Michael. Samuel Oparaji make me love the game of football. For coach is Jose and Diego. Which Diego? Diego Maradona or Diego Simeone? Okay, because Maradona also was a coach in 2010. If you've forgotten. Okay, Femi Emmanuel said Ronaldinho and Thierry Henry. Sir, I used to blush watching them. But see, I'm gonna say something about Thierry Henry. Thierry Henry and Ronaldinho. God have mercy. Lord have mercy. Ronaldinho was. Ooh, Lord. Okay, so we'll talk about it. I said I used to blush watching them, and my brother made me start following Arsenal, and since then, no looking back. Thank you very much. Adebola Temi Tokpe Oluwaseun for me said, good morning, bro. My question, what is the Super Eagles pattern of play right now? That's not a question. You know that question, the reason why I'm not going to answer it on this show, and if that's the controversial question you say you were going to ask, go and watch the full interview with Gonatro. Gonatro have answered that question, so don't take us back. The question is on our YouTube channel there. When we did the fans question and answer, somebody asked that question and Gonatro answered the question exhaustively, so there is no need bringing it up to me when the answer to that question is already there. So go watch the full interview with Gonatro on our YouTube page, which you're on right now, and you would see there. So there is no need for me to put myself in that space. And then Maria came back again and he said, oh man, these things are flowing. And then I won't forget the way you were always saying boring Chelsea umbrella on that Sunday evening sports show with Mr. Femi Fashion. Maybe this day you've been around. But I used to look at you, I used to look at you like you're a small girl, like a small child. If you were listening to me when I was with Femi Fashion today, then it means that you've been around for a while. You are older than I think. This social media can make old people look like kids. I've always looked at you with like all those. I used to she's in secondary school, small PK kind of thing. But if you listen to me when I was doing this stuff, we're doing live score. Yeah, I was doing live score with Family Fashion today, Mr. Controversial. Then you've been around for a while. You are old school. Precious Bree Ihediwa said, Good morning, bros. I first encountered football when my dad woke and I and my brother up midnight to watch Denmark versus Nigeria match. We were trashed sharp. The facial expression my dad had that night, I can't forget. Why did you guys watch the match midnight? It was in France. It was an evening game. It was a night game. Why? I can't forget. Then I lost the zeal because we lost. Second encounter was France 98. France 98 was the Denmark game now. Okay. And I supported Nigeria because I know that in 1994, we played 4 games. It was Bulgaria, Argentina, won Bulgaria 3-0, lost to Argentina 2-1, beat Greece 2-0, and lost to Italy 2-1. So we went to France and we played against Bulgaria again and Spain and which other country did we play against? Is it Paraguay also? And then we played against Denmark. Okay, yeah. Yes. So second encounter was France 98. I support Nigeria and any other country that can help us defeat Argentina. I fall pata with Golden England of Oseni and one Mohamed Sani Emmanuel, best substitute. The youth teams were giving me joy. Jare, that was in 2007. Yemi team. I supported Chelsea first because my bro was always in my ear. But when Brendan Rodgers took over Liverpool, gosh, the football they play were orgasmic. Like that word. That's a new word. That's a new word around sports. This is like everybody talk about it. I would use that word orgasmic. And young Desmond Ogbe says, for me, it was Michael Owen playing for Liverpool in 1998 against Leeds United. The movement of Michael Owen captivated me. After that match, I became drawn to Liverpool and never missed watching any match from that moment on. Thank you very much. Yeah, young Desmond, I know. Good morning, bros. Good morning to you. Ogunfaya Maria, I said, I gave my story for each of them. Hopefully, you will see them as you proceed on the show. Yes, I've seen all of them, and I just come to realize that you're not as much of a baby as I thought you were. Okay, Ugo Owanchinemelu said, watching Kana Yaoundé versus Enugu Rangers in the Omnisport Stadium in Yaoundé 1984. Our ancestor, Adehelo, 1984. You know the good stadium go watch match. This man, ancient of days, as old as you are. As old as you are, you will never change. That's so nice. Give us some good stories from the good old 80s. You know, people talk about the 80s like it was the year where everyone lived on earth, everyone came down and glory free. So it felt like that was like the 80s was that like that. Everybody, you know, because when I was growing up, it was like I bought my Peugeot in 1981, 7 naira from what's that thing? UCN. I was like, what the heck are you guys talking? You bought Peugeot some bloody one. Let's move on. I bought my Mercedes Benz in 1999, 375,000 naira. And I paid cash. Carried Duffy bag and I paid cash. What are you saying? Okay, but let's move on. And also watching Oman and Kanan Beek play against my boyhood favorite club, PWD Kumba. Man, this guy's got some stories, man. I need to have you in the studio. I knew today was going to be good. I got a feeling. Can I play that song now? That today is gonna be a good day. I can't. I'm doing YouTube. I can't. Unfortunately, I can't. I don't want it to block my channel. Okay, Junior Timothy said, I have been following football, but not as much as the Golden England of 2007, which late Yemi Teller was the coach there. Give us a story. Oh, my brother, he's gonna come give me a story about Juventus, Paul Rossi. This story, you came in at the right time. Nasri Olabode over at first said, I have always supported Juventus all my life. And Paulo Rossi, man, I love Paulo Rossi. See, there is nothing as beautiful as a comeback story. This studio, this work that we're doing here, this is a comeback story. And you see, I get orgasmic. I get excited every single day that I need to push that button and go from the autoplay to the live studio. Every day I walk into this place, I get feeling afresh and renewed, like new energy. This place is my positive. This is my Jedi studio. So when I come into this place, it's my comeback story. That feeling that you get oh, God, give me another chance to rise. Like the phoenix out of the ashes of defeat, right? That's the feeling I get when I come into this studio. So I understand when you mention the name Paulo Rossi, that's the kind of feeling I feel like, you go to jail and you come back, it feels like career is over, but then you go on to win the World Cup. Are you kidding me? Come on, how many people come out of the jail to come and win the World Cup? For Italy, and he was playing good football. It was some good scorer. It was fantastic. And then he played for one of the best clubs in the world, Juventus. Yeah, I said it. Not too many Champions League, but I said it. They're one of the best clubs in the world. Come on, beat me. So let me go back again. Nasri said, I have always supported Juventus all my life, and Paulo Rossi sold the club to me. Okay, he went to Spain World Cup in 1982 from prison and stunned the world. I followed Paulo Rossi to Juventus, and there I met Michel Platini. God, some people can write stories. Like this is a good story. See the link-up play with the story, the play of use of words is that's why I always buy books. That's why I always want to read books. Like the link-up play, the play of use of words, word play and all that. He said, I met Michel Platini. Platini was everything in football that I thought no one would be able to match. Dexterity until Maradona arrived and dominated the world. See, Nasri, I'm angry with you right now. I'm beefing. You should have written more. You should have stressed this thing more. Stretch this thing. Write some more. I love this story. Where is Adele Kingsley when you need him to come and tell you the story of how I fell in love with Barcelona? Okay, 2007, Golden England brought my spirit close to football. Okay, let me go see what's going on. What's going on in YouTube world? HOD, let me see. YouTube, I mean, block things. They consider that an advert already. Oh, you send link. Why they not go block them? We are Kingdom Broadcast Promoters. Okay, Online Gospel Network. The Facebook page is there. It say your sports show is amazing and it's very interesting. Watch on YouTube. Most of the sports journalists in Nigeria are working against the Football Federation. You always to preach to protect the image of Nigeria. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Yes, that's a fact. And see, the thing about all this thing is people easily find out when you're doing the wrong thing. That's one of the things that I've come to know with life. If you're doing the wrong thing, people easily find out. If you're also doing the right thing, people easily get to find out. Okay, so Akinde Asamayawa, I don't know what those that is anyway. Arsenal fan and Asemenga is my man. Asemenga Nakula. I'm gonna Legbere. Yami, he said, you just mentioned the player that make me fall in love with football. Ruud Gullit. He is the one that make me start supporting Chelsea, champagne football, sexy football. That's what he call it. Just let you is bros. I don't really see the things where you write well. Like the sentence and the flow, I know verse. So if I read it like say I know Sabi read it, because of Yomotayo 1407, just let you is the hair for me. I was okay, just like is the hair. I was pained when I saw him cut the hair. My daddy make us support stationery stores because of his friends that are islanders. Okay, John Kute, he said, I love with Arsenal because of Arsene Wenger, the cooler. I mean, I had the cooler, right on the Kenneth who came, he said Clarence Seedorf was too sexy to watch. God, that guy was sexy. And I met Clarence Seedorf at the Schiphol airport one time. So let me share my, I have some wild football moments too. I met Clarence Seedorf at the Schiphol airport in 2005. Schiphol airport, for those who don't know, is like the Dubai, is what the Dubai airport is right now. It's a transit point in Europe. Anyway, I was going to Canada and transited, and I saw Clarence Seedorf. Guys, see, let me not lie for you. I don't get starstruck easily, but I was so starstruck. Clarence Seedorf was passing by like this, and I was like, Seedorf. Like I was trying to shout, but my voice was frozen. Okay, so yeah, I did. Yeah, I said it, and he was just passing, and then he just waved. Seedorf. Seedorf. I don't even, when you sit in the airport, everybody sitting around me were looking at me like, who's this bushman? Well, that's their business. It not concern me, but Seedorf was just, it was majestic. Then I was thinking about, like in that one moment, I was thinking about everything Seedorf. Ajax, Real Madrid, AC Milan. just everywhere he goes, he wins the Champions League. He was just the charm. It was the beauty. It was the class. It was the guile. It was grit. It was everything. Woo! Kulusevski was the kind of guy that, hey, like if he wins it with Ajax, you say, oh, because of the team that he was playing for. Then he went to Real Madrid and then he wins the Champions League. You say, hey, because of the players that are around him. Hey, and then he left them again. He went to AC Milan. Everywhere he goes, the Champions League just goes. Maybe if he had played for Juventus, Juventus would have won the Champions League more times than they had it. God, he was great. And then in 2014, I was in Rio at the International Broadcast Center, IBC, in Rio Dois. And then Cafu walked past me, literally walked past me and nudged me, like, because it was type this. Cafu walked past me and nudged me. Cafu. Like I was transfixed. Then I saw Jose Chilavet. We start picture. His palm, it's one palm like this. It's bigger than my head. He was a giant. Chilavet was a giant. I was looking at him. Once I told him I was from Nigeria, I said, oh, we're playing against you in the World Cup. He said, yes. We start picture. It was big. And then I saw Mr. George. As Thierry Henry calls him. George Opongwe. I saw Mr. George in Rio. He was coming, but I couldn't go close to him because he was in the company of Seblata and some other guys. You know, it was an entourage. There was no way. There was no way. FIFA president was more protected than even the president of America. He was. But I saw Mr. George there. You know, those are the moments where you felt good being in Africa. So, look at Mr. George, next to FIFA president. Oh, Mr. George. It was nice, you know. It was nice to see. But let me read some other messages on Instagram. Kaz said my first match was Nigeria versus Spain. I was young. I didn't really understand much. But from then, I started watching football. Okay. What can I even do to make my children love football? My children think that football is boring. I also think so anyway. After I just wanted to watch Nigerian players play for foreign clubs, the likes of Babayaro for Chelsea, Kano for Arsenal, John Otaka for Lens, Pascal Jigwe for Bayern Leverkusen. Wow, I like that. I like this story. What a good story. 600 Orthodox says, ELEGBETE1. Can you continue that story, please? Okay, let me go back to Facebook and see what's going on there. And then we'll come back again. Okay. Abdul Wahab Abubakar. He said, PlayStation brought my love for football 2005, and by 2006 I watched Barcelona play versus Arsenal. Although I watched a bit of Korea 2002, but I was too young to be a follower. Then same 2006 I became Chelsea fan because of how Mourinho was buying black players. Until today I'm still a proper Chelsea. I love that. Ogufaya Maria, I say, yeah, I have been around for a while. I was just an added listener then. Wow. Obande Williams, how you doing? So that's a footballer. So tell me how. Obande Williams, tell us how you fell in love with football, the game of football. That's what we're talking about today. And I think it's me that's been asking the question. So now is 9:34 a.m. It's up to you guys, your town, to now take the microphone, ask the question, ask me of any questions, and I'll try my best to answer. While we're doing that, while I give you time to throw up your question, let me read some speculative story. Tonight, England might also join the League of Countries that are qualified for the World Cup if they beat Andorra, looking like they would beat them. And hey, Williams, how you doing? How's Germany today? Amanda Williams said, I was born into football. Please tell us the story. Tell us the story, how you were born into football, your love for football. Give us a good write-up about it, and let's go. While I'm waiting for you guys to ask your questions, ask me any question. I'm open. Today's Friday. You can ask any question. Okay, 600 Orthodox says, ELEGBETE1, please. Kindly brief us on Arsenal update concerning the players they are eyeing to buy this January transfer times as I listen to you. Good. Olivier says, Nakano and Igwe give me interest in football. And that Barca versus Arsenal was a very pivotal moment for me in football. Thank you very much. So let me give you some of the gossip, some of the stories, some of the rumors, all of the things that are going on. But don't forget that Steven Gerrard have abandoned Rangers. Yes, that's the word. He's broken their heart. He's jettisoning them after they pick him up from the gutter, give him food, take care of him. After all I did for you, that's the way Nigerian gets their boys. After all they did for Steven Gerrard, made him go a season unbeaten, made him become a coach that won a league title, he just abandoned them like that to a small club, Aston Villa. How can you leave Rangers to Aston Villa? Come on, Steven Gerrard is evil. It was someone for 600 years. He's not go better for you. Oh God, Nigerian girls, don't break a Nigerian girl heart. You will hear some things. You go cheat and cheat. Manchester City are willing to sell forward Raheem Sterling and they value in the 26-year-old England international at the patronage sum of £45 million. Arsenal have been given a boost in their quest to sign England winger, with Barcelona reportedly stopping their preparation in the transfer. Okay, wait. Does Arsenal really need Raheem Sterling? Why do they need Raheem Sterling? What does he use? What value is he going to give? But let me not talk now before they say body shaming somebody. Okay, new Barcelona about Xavi will have less than 10 million pounds to spend on strengthening his squad in January. God, now your suffer continue. Now youth service will come home. Now civil service money they give the guy to use. Oh God, minimum wage. They give Xavi minimum wage to spend. Only you say Aston Villa offer better money. I no blame Steven Gerrard, but I'm not sure he can do much with Villa this season. Okay, no problem. And Frank Lampard has finally found his level. You know that a couple of weeks ago I said that Frank Lampard is not Chelsea level, like he's not a top 4 level coach, he's a championship coach and maybe Norwich City. And somebody came in and wrote one long epistle that I'm this and that, I'm hating. Well, somehow, Norwich City are about to announce him as a coach. So who's right, who's wrong? Guess who's coming to dinner, Carolina. Okay. Newcastle are targeting 3 Manchester United players in January. Netherlands midfielder Donny van der Beek, 24. England midfielder Jesse Lingard, 28. And English goalkeeper Dean Henderson, 24. Real Madrid want Leicester Nigerian international defensive midfielder. Now we're talking. Welcome to the party. It's time. Yes, it's time. Yes, welcome to the party. But let's get the deal across the line first. Yes, Real Madrid want Leicester City's Nigerian international defensive midfielder Wilfred Ndidi, 24 in the January transfer window. Please. Wilfred Ndidi, jump, run. You can only run. Go to Madrid, yeah? Yes. Tottenham are not planning a move for Welsh and Real Madrid winger Gareth Bale. Despite report linking the 32-year-old will return to London. Tottenham must not have that kind of salary to pay. So, F off, Gareth Bale. Don't come and disturb anybody here. Oluyan says Sterling is not needed in Arsenal now. We need better creative midfielder to spearhead the synergy between defense and attack. Okay. Amanda Williams said, I knew I was born into football because that's the only thing I do best and my sense of joy. Thank you very much. You're a professional football player. Okay, so let's go back. Roman manager Jose Mourinho is interested in signing Manchester United fullback Diego Dalot in January, a player he bought during his time at Old Trafford. The 22-year-old Portuguese defender has struggled to establish himself in the Red Devils since arriving in 2018. The truth is now that Jose Mourinho says he wants that player, you'll be so shocked that Man United now will start playing him sharp. Because Man United coach now Ugo Muguru. No get sense. Sevilla are tracking Manchester United Uruguay striker Edison Cavani. Once you see Radamel Falcao doing well for a team in Spanish La Liga, they will also, I know that Cavani will end up in La Liga as well, who has made just 2 Premier League start this season, and the 30-year-old Arsenal, and they're also tracking 30-year-old Arsenal and France forward Alexander Lacazette. 2 old men in the attack, 2 wise old men. Spurs are interested in signing 21-year-old Juventus and Sweden midfielder Dejan Kulusevski. Okay, and Rapallo did everything to make sure this guy get all the playing chance in the world. I don't know what happened with him. Arsenal are also looking at Kulusevski, who has been out of favor at Juventus this season. Allegri does not work with those kind of players. French midfielder Mathieu Guendouzi, 22, wants to stay at Marseille when his loan from Arsenal ends. Okay, we don't want you back anyway. I want you back. No, we don't want you back. Monaco midfielder Aurelien Tchouameni has been linked with a move to Manchester United. The 21-year-old, I think Man United need that kind of a player. The 21-year-old French midfielder has made 20 appearances this season, but I hope it doesn't go there and then they turn him into a player that they will always blame. Fiorentina striker Dusan Vlahovic is being monitored by a number of Premier League clubs, with Arsenal, Tottenham Hotspur, and Liverpool all interested in signing the 21-year-old Serbian forward. I think it would be good to have him in Arsenal anyway. Okay, another Eduardo da Silva. Yeah, German midfielder Mesut Ozil, 33, has been told to focus on football rather than commercial interest by Fenerbahce president Ali Koch. Okay, at that time, I'm gonna say Ozil knows how to use the player. Okay, 600 Orthodox. I think the only possible where Arsenal need player is the midfield. Okay, all right, and Arsenal, no, okay, we're not going to there. Barcelona will not be re-signing 38-year-old Brazilian right back Dani Alves, who is a free agent and was linked to the club a couple of days ago. That's according to Goal.com. Arsenal are interested in RB Leipzig and USA midfielder Tyler Adams, 22. American players are really making the rounds. Okay, Fenerbahce's 23-year-old Hungarian central defender Attila Zlalai is wanted by both Chelsea, Atletico Madrid, and the rest. That's according to CNN Talk in the Turkish media. Okay, let's see if that works. I don't know. I'm going to come back now. We'll come back to that conversation. England are hoping that Gareth Southgate would play Emily Smith this season tonight and give him a chance to grow. And some people in England said that Steven Gerrard would have been a perfect fix for Newcastle, that Eddie Howe is not good. But I think that Eddie Howe is good enough. It's a good one. I also think that, I don't know, let me not give my opinion about Steven Gerrard. Let me give him the benefit of the doubt and see him play like 5 games. But then the one that was sad, the headline that was sad, was Kevin De Bruyne coming out to say that Pep Guardiola spent only 10 minutes training Manchester City on tactics prior to the comfortable 2-0 win, 2-0 derby victory over Manchester United. That really hits me hard. That's sad. You know, like you don't have to waste time on preparing for Manchester United anymore. Manchester United are not so easy to beat that you don't even prepare that much. You don't even commit time to them anymore. Max Verstappen revealed he will change the number on his car from 33 to 1 if he beat Lewis Hamilton to the Formula 1 driver's title this season. As Red Bull star jokes, it is a smart move because he will be able to sell more merchandise. Okay, so joke now. Mas, this is what I'll tell you. Enjoy this season. Because next season, if I know Mercedes the way I know them, they will come with an engine, they will come with a car that you would not see the brake lights. I'm just giving you that advice. You most likely will win this one. There is no doubt about it. Cristiano Ronaldo did what only Cristiano Ronaldo can do again. Even though they drew their game against Republic of Ireland, he gave his jersey to a pitch invader, one geek-like, glass-wearing, beautiful young girl. Okay? It was a night to remember. That's the kind of night that this girl in 10, 20, 30 years from now, she will talk about the night that she invaded the pitch. You know how they say it is about how badly do you want it, right? There were so many people in that stadium, but that little girl wanted it the most, and she came unstuck as she got Cristiano Ronaldo's jersey. Brazil squeezed past Colombia to become the first South American team to qualify for the 2022 FIFA World Cup in Qatar, but Neymar is lucky to escape a red card after appearing to square up to the referee. South American qualifier, no easy. We play Africa. There's no big name. If you qualify without losing a game, that's good. Giovanni Van Bronckhorst, okay, the leading candidate to replace Steven Gerrard at Rangers as he prepares for open talks with the club, having previously described the possibility of managing the Ibrox Giant as a huge honor. Okay, why Nigerian ex-players, why are Nigerian ex-players that become coaches don't get mentioned in all of these? Patrick Vieira is a coach of Crystal Palace right now. You know, all these ex-players are coaching. Why don't they get mentioned in all of this? Okay, let's not even mention Europe now. Why they don't get mentioned in like Egypt, Algeria, Tunisia, Libya, South Africa, the rest of them, Ghana, since they can't coach in Nigeria, right? Why they don't get mentioned in all of this? Is it that, hey, Joseph Yobo, I'm talking to you. Where are you? Come. Are you just going to be Super Eagles bodyguard, liaison officer like, what's the other guy, Patrick Pascal for the rest of your life? Show us working, be a coach. Go and coach. You okay? Go and coach. You can't be there. Salisu Yusuf is coming back. It's because you're not good enough. Just saying. Okay, just saying. All right, guys, it's time for you to throw up your question. The show is going. I've done my bit. You guys have answered my question. It's time for me to answer your question. It's Friday, like we say. Okay, let's anything goes. Okay, let's start from here. Ugo watching say please. Do you really mean that football is boring? Yes, to me it is. It's boring to me because it's not as exciting as it was when I was growing up. The football does no longer have that feel. Like if you get to the byline, football is too predictable right now. It's too predictable in the play, not really in the result, but in the play. Football is very, very predictable. Players are no longer as expressive as I am. So if you're old school like me, you come from a generation where football was more about expression than tactical. It was more technical than tactical. You would understand what I'm saying. It doesn't mean that the game is not good to be played, but I just think that we're just not playing football the way people like Okocha, people like not like I'm really dire fan of Okocha, but people who express themselves on the game, if they come back again to play in this generation, they might be useless. They might not get a club. That's the point that I'm raising. Even people like Ronaldo and Lima might not be successful in this era because people will not be happy that you just take the ball, you alone, you're running on everybody, you're not passing because now they don't want you to stay more than 30 seconds on the ball. You have to pass to somebody's next to you, you have to give the ball. Like, I don't know, but it's messing the game up like the way I used to love it. Okay, Temitakwa Oluwasha for me said, good morning, bro. This is my question. What is the play pattern of the Super Eagles right now? Guy, I said this before, I'm going to say it again. The answer to that question is already on our Facebook, on our YouTube channel. You can go get the answer there. It's that simple. Okay, Mufaya Maria say, if fan is level really, who's that? Who's that you talking about? I don't know. Okay, Kaz, it says sometimes I sleep off while watching some football matches. That's my point. Football has become boring. It's too predictable. You know that it's tip, cross somebody's goal, put tip. So there's no moment of brilliance like repeatedly. That's why when you see the goal that Mo Salah scored against Manchester City and the one he scored against Watford, they seem like, impossible. You know those kind of crazy, amazing run that Thierry Henry did against Liverpool, Carragher, and the rest, or the one he did running from Arsenal's half to go and score against Tottenham Hotspur. You hardly see those, all those beautiful goals scored by Matt Letizia or Eric Cantona. It's not very hard, very rare to see players, for instance, the goal that David Beckham scored against Wimbledon from the half of the field into the net. It's very rare for players to try that. The way football is played today, players are limited. Players are forced not to do certain things because if you don't get it right, it feels like you are not playing to instruction. There's too much instruction. There's too much technicalities. There's too much mechanic nature to the game that makes you. It's boring. Yeah, you can tell when City is playing against any opposition, you know they are going to control possession for 90 minutes. The other team is not even daring enough to say, okay, I take the ball, I want to take on the opposition. There are no George Weah coming through the rank anymore. There are no Ronaldinho kind of players coming through the rank anymore. No Kaká coming through the ranks anymore. No Vominia Boban. No game changer. No Pavel Nedved, Marco Varmas, Ryan Giggs who can take the ball from his own half and damn the consequence and run at everybody, deliver a precise crossing, and a goal is scored. And you talk about the assist, the creativity, the speed, the pace, the control. There are no Dennis Beckham coming through the rank anymore. Any Ogbori can play football right now. Football has been so simplified that anybody can play the game. You don't really need to be super gifted. Rather, you need to be just lucky. Just be lucky and you are a good footballer. That's the way football is today. And that's the part where I say it's becoming boring. Back in the day, football was like you need to have like a Harvard degree, okay? You have to have a Harvard degree to play. And you see how we spent a long time debating on Messi and Ronaldo that it made the other player just fold their hands and realize like, we're not playing football. It wasn't like that. Back in the day, Yari Lippmann is running the rules in Holland. And then there were some other people there also doing their thing. And then there is the guys, Antonio Yobo and Co. in Germany. And there is Lassen in Dortmund. There is Sama. There are different people. Okay, Lars Rickens, in Dortmund, 97. Then there was the guys in Italy, everybody from Fabrizio Ravenali to Vialli to just name it. There is a whole lot of people. Ciro Ferreira, Antonio Conte, everywhere. And then in England, there was John Barnes, the Mark Manaman, there was Dwight Young, there was Andy Cole, there was Matt Letizia, there was Fanny Koko for the Crazy Gang, Wimbledon, there was even Dwight Young for Aston Villa before Ian Tony Sirigis, Tony Daly, Anthony Coscarino. You know, all these guys were playing for different clubs and they were doing well. Arsenal had the Romford Pele, Ray Parlour, they had Paul Massey, they had Andres Lempa, who later went to Everton to play alongside Amokashi, the little sweet guy that was a magician in midfield. And there was players everywhere. There was Gascoigne for Tottenham Hotspur, Everton. Then he went to Lazio, and then there was this guy that came in for France to play for Tottenham Hotspur. What's his name? David Ginola. There was Klinsmann. Oh God! So the football is so narrow. Like you could say, like there are only 6 players playing football. All the rest are just what do I call it now? They're just props. You know, in movies, they are the main guys, the main characters, and then there are the other guys who are props. You can't even remember their action, the role that they play in the movie. It's crazy, you know. That's why I say it's boring. It's no longer as exciting like you think. Look at the team that France won the World Cup with, right? If I ask you, France won the World Cup in 2018. If I ask you to name the squad, you practically will name only 5 people. Griezmann, Mbappe, Pogba, N'Golo Kante, Hugo Lloris, maybe. Back in the day, if you go back to USA 94, I can name everybody that played for the Brazilian team. I can name everybody that played for the Italian team. And then the Bulgarian team in the semifinals and the Swedish team. That's the semifinals. England, the 2018 squad, you'll be shocked that you can't even remember the guys that played in the semifinals anymore. Not talk about the team that played in the finals and lost to France. And so on. So it's, I don't know, cards _347 says on the only say, and Emmanuel Amunike saying racism is the reason why they are not getting job offers. That's a lie. That's, you know, when people want to talk, you know, the people when they fail exam, they always talk to teacher, I don't like them. Okay, so Blessing of say good morning, thank you very much. Favor Agum, he said if football is becoming boring, then let's blame it on the annoying technologies that are introduced to kill our beautiful game. Okay, these days you never can tell the goal that VAR would declare offside. The trend has come to stay, sadly so. Patrick Upaka, how you doing? Say I grew up loving the Azuris. That's for those of you who don't know, the Azuris are the Italians. The Blues. Okay, way back in 1982, the game against Brazil, then the Nigerian League was also a starting point too. The Leventis, the Rangers, Abiola Babes, names like Ademola Adesina, Tarila Okorowa. God, Tarila Okorowa can play football. Jesus Christ, that guy was good. If you love Ronaldinho or you love George Weah or you love Ronaldo da Lima, you know the thing is because they played in the Nigerian League, we might just like, you know, water them down. But Tarila Okorowa was good. Rivers boy, Bayelsa guy. Oh Lord, he was good. Very, very good. It was extremely good. Extremely good. Benji Ozako, Karika was another fantastic player. Moses Parker, one of the best defensive midfielder to ever play. This is Boku played for the national team as well. It was fantastic. It was way before. Like, he came too early. That's what I'm saying. That guy is supposed to be playing in this era. Like, he was the Makalele or the... it was good. It was the Fernando Redondo of his era. Raymond King, amazing goalkeeper. Ifeanyi Avenu came... Ude, the list is endless. Foreign football. Now, yesterday thing, I agree with you. I kind of like know all these guys that were mentioned here. I've been around for a while, isn't it? I've been around for a while. Oh, MC Abeda Prof, you finally joined us, brethren. Put your hands together from the Reverend himself, the Professor, MC Abi, my own very brother. They came in late when we're sharing the grace. But thank you very much, Patrick Upaka, for that lovely trip down memory lane for the good old days in the game of football. And Olale Kamakale was saying, right on, bro, we really enjoyed you. Well, my time is up. It's time to give the microphone, the studio, to my worry brother. Original worry brother. Yes, Peter, I wanted to for them say first. Okay, so you guys don't have questions for me today, so it's fine, it's okay. We can move on to next week. I didn't say any question. Okay, somebody says, Apollo, you say good morning, Mr. Idafe. Stanley say, Watching Canon versus Enugu Rangers in the Omnisport Studio. Okay, I think I've seen that before. Paul, we say listening to the late Ernest Okonkwo's commentary on Nigerian League about 83 made me to start liking football. Our under 16 played in 85 made me to start following football. In 1986 World Cup, Maradona made me to love football. In Egypt 97, Ronaldinho called me to follow him. Then 2005, Messi said to me, after God and your family, make me your number 3. Isn't that so lovely? After that, please, do you really mean football is boring? Yes, it is. It's boring now. Now, it used to be exciting. It used to be great. It used to be creatively spontaneous. There was spark. There was beauty. Right now, football is too nice. First of all, there's no more hard tackle like challenges that touches the bones. Players have become very soft. Even your shadow can commit a foul these days in football, and it's crazy. It made me. It's making it boring. There's no crush. People like Patrick Vieira, Vinny Jones, Roy Keane, they will not have a job. They will not have a club this time. Nigel the Young, those kind of players. Costa Kuta, if you know what I'm saying. Ambrosini, Alessandro Nesta. There's this guy, Reisiger, Winston Bugard. Some names that they hit you where they meet you at the point of your need. You know all those players that meet you, their name should be Burushaga. They meet you at the point of your need. All those players will not have a club in this era because they would kill them with red card. But man, it is what it is. I'm the time that he said I came in late today. Yes, this is where I joined the content of the show. Thank you very much. It's been fun getting to know who and what and how you got into loving the game of football. There is still a whole lot of beauty in this. I mean, us telling our stories is also beauty. You know what I always say on Elevator TV radio and TV is that we love to tell beautiful stories and we love to tell the truth. Yes, Big Bros, Ivan Gattuso, yes, Gennaro Gattuso, and even Edgar Davies. These guys will not have a club to play for today. Paulo Maldini was not rough. It was always neat. Paulo Maldini was like the cleanest defender that came out of Italy. If you consider neat cleanness, Cafu was not rough. It was just very efficient, super efficient, and super. Cafu was more like a DC legend guy. It was a flash or a reverse flash. It was faster than flash. He goes and come back. People like Leandro Turam, Bizanto Lizarazu. These guys, they were not rough. They were just efficient, effective, good. Roberto Carlos, Dani Alves, and the likes. Well, you guys are taking the time that is meant for someone else. Let's call it quits. Thank you very much. Let's do this again on Monday. But until then, please do want to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Elegbete TV Sports on YouTube. Thank you so much for all of you who subscribe to us. And do want to also download our mobile application, so that you listen to our radio. We're trying to do some adjustment to the morning shift, and we're still consulting. We're still trying to fit in some shows and all that. But thank you very much for downloading our mobile application, and please help your friends to also have it, and always invite your friends to come watch the show. It's 9 to 10 a.m. every day, Monday to Friday. God bless you and have yourself a lovely and wonderful day. Peter, I wanted to with them say that the spot is coming up next. My name is Ida from Matthew. So you love the comedy on the spot. It's been the Sports Buffet on Elegbete TV Radio. God bless you guys. I love you.
Quando sai nell'Elegbete Radio, mantenga una deputata nazionale del Radio Mata, di quella la voce sconfi com a foda de Copa, inside desse sports corner, meu cesso mo pique no velho sinai de cola, velho chegou, no toco da resinação de heavyweight boxer de Tyson Fury, e do coma de tell us say you deceive that and you see that meta e very, very real. Say people don't go because they see but people